Hey everybody, Rob here. Thanksgiving 2023, a staple on our table here in the house is always the sweet potato casserole. And it's a pretty simple dish. The potatoes have been boiled, they're sitting here cooling down. Once they're cool to the touch, I'm going to go ahead and get these things peeled up, and we're going to go through this recipe, and this could be a tasty dish on your table, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, or just that regular Sunday dinner. So stick with me, and let's take this journey through sweet potato casserole. All right, so now the potatoes are pretty much cool to the touch. We're going to go ahead and we're going to hand peel these. Just get that skin off of them so that we can get them back in the pot and mash them up. And then we're going to go ahead and add our ingredients in. Maybe these weren't as cool to the touch as I would like, but they're okay. We got to get moving and grooving. So just want to get that skin off of there. I always use a paper plate underneath just so that once I get all the skin off, it's easy to just transport to the garbage can and get rid of. Like I said, you want to do anywhere between 5 and 6 pounds of sweet potatoes for this recipe. And for the most part, we're going to go ahead and we're going to fast forward through the rest of this. All right, everybody, now that we've got the sweet potatoes peeled, we're going to go ahead and we're going to mash these up. I use a hand masher. Some people like to use a beater, put them in their KitchenAid. We do have one, but honestly, we really don't like using it. So I like to get this workout with my arms. Make sure these sweet potatoes are mashed really well. You want this ingredients that we're about to put in here to marry in very well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start putting the ingredients in. First, we're going to put this half a cup of melted butter, and I'm going to go ahead and kind of mix this into the mashed sweet potatoes. Kind of makes it a little bit looser. Also, you can try to find any lumps you have when you do that. Then next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get a half a cup of firmly packed brown sugar. So you want to find that loose part of brown sugar in there. You want to avoid any real hard lumps when you're scooping it out of the bag, because then you're going to get it in lumps like that. And I like to take it by hand and just kind of break it up a little bit before I put it in. Then we're going to go with a third of a cup of orange juice. You can use any orange juice. We got the bowl and basket orange juice here because that's from ShopRite where we went to go. Try to spend $400 to get a free turkey. That was an epic failure. So no free turkey on that deal this year. After the orange juice, we're going to go with a quarter cup of bourbon. We got Jim Beam, the Kentucky Straight Bourbon. That is a man's whiskey and also a woman's whiskey. Now, I believe my mother-in-law has been making this for years, that she does this, and she goes quarter cup, right? And then she's like, just a little more, because that's how that works, right? If you watch, I don't know, the Holiday Baking, you see Nancy Fuller's always wanting more alcohol. So, those older chicks like that. We're going to go ahead, we're going to go with a half a teaspoon of salt, which I will kind of shake this in here. I think that's enough right there. That feels like a half a teaspoon. Doesn't look it, but it really is. Then we're going to go with a half a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. Now, I did forget my half teaspoon measure, so I'm hoping that Mrs. Radar could grab that for me. And once we get this in here, it's going to be it's in the other drawer.
This is a quarter.
Okay, so she got me a quarter, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to put 2 of these in there. So 1 and number 2. Then we'll go ahead and we're going to mix this all together. Some people like to use a spoon. Some people like to, whatever. I just go ahead and mix it with the beater. And you're going to get it to where it's kind of a little bit of a wetter consistency. Shouldn't be real soupy. If it is, you got a little bit of an issue. It should be loose but not liquidy. So right now that's what I'm doing is I'm just trying to get all these ingredients together, and it seems like it's starting to firm up for me already. The last ingredients we're going to need is a half a cup of chopped pecans, which I have in the bag here already. And they're just to top it off. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to get the dish that goes in. Got this lovely cording-ware dish that we always use. Go ahead and we're just going to get all of this sweet potato mixture in there. Try to get everything you can out of there. We don't want to waste in this house. We always have a lot of heavy hitters here to eat this. This is a family staple. It's a good thing just to add to any meal. And this year is a little bit lighter than others, but we're going to get through it. I just had a little bit of sweet potato mixture go ahead and fall on the floor. The dog may or may not get to it. I don't know. But if she doesn't, then I'll get it cleaned up. All right. Kind of get that straightened up the top. And then, we say half a cup. And what we really mean is half a cup. But sometimes what you do is whatever you do. Now, I am going to go ahead and measure this just to start. Chopped pecans, half a cup. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to start just sprinkling them on the top. You want to try to get it so that everybody's going to get a nice crunchy bite on the top. When you put this in the oven, you are going to get a nice, crust at the top. The pecans will give it a good crunch, and you'll get that smooth, velvety, sweet potato taste all the way through. Looks like this half a cup is maybe going to be close to enough, but I kind of like a little more, so we'll go ahead and just put a little more on here just so that we can get that nice crunch all over. I don't want to smother it because I want it to have some kind of look like sweet potato casserole, but I also like to make sure that everybody gets the nuts that they deserve on this holiday. So here we have it, the sweet potato casserole with the pecans covering it. It's going to go in the oven for 45 minutes at 375 degrees or until bubbling hot. When you bring it out, let it cool 10 minutes or so. I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving and a terrific holiday season. I hope you try this in your own house, and I hope it tastes just as good as it does in my house. I appreciate you watching. I hope everybody has a safe, healthy, and holiday season. Radar Rob out.